Good afternoon. This is our 3 p.m. and we are coming through for a webinar related to immigration rates. I know there's a lot of buzz about this particular phrase, what that means, what is that? More and more people knows what that is. So the ICE immigration officers would come around your business and raid your spot. And anyone who is working in your place without proper payroll side of documentation could subject to deportation. If there is a harboring illegal immigrant suspect in there, the person will go to jail. So that is what immigration rates is all about. And a lot of it happens on the small businesses. That's why we bring this to you today. Let's just talk about it. And I know last Thursday, there is internal memo. Obviously I'm not connected to White House in any means. I am just like you and watching what social media has and making sense of what is being said from all the way from US to Canada, from Canada to China. So I am scouring over the internet and finding information for our small business owners here in US. So what happened on Thursday last week? The Trump administration had sent an internal memo and to stop immigration raids for reasons of quote unquote they're good people working in the business and that would hurt the business. So they're talking about stopping it. The Trump is giving directive for ICE to stop immigration raids. And on Monday, the Thursday order had changed. It is double down on the Democratic city. So that would involve some of our clients. If you are in Minnesota, you're in Illinois, you're in California, you're out of luck, so you might be rated. So that's why it is important to talk about it. And here it is our website, right? You see our website and you can always come into the appointment button here to make appointment with our folks here, with our partner here, and get your question answered. I don't have any opinions about whatever is going on and in this country because my opinion may not be a right one. So what I am trying to say to you is that if you are small business owners, you need to understand the situation. This is very indifferent from what opinion you have, right? Whoever you vote and whatever party you belongs to, it doesn't really matter. And what matters is when we have a situation, what is the appropriate way for small business to deal with? Because it is all about small businesses. It is not the bank going to be rated. It's not going to be Amazon get rated. It is the small business owners who has 10, 20 employees, and you are the one getting rated. So our webinars, whatever we have right now, it is all going to be deposited into Community CPA YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to our channel and see what we're doing. And we are just here to give you the knowledge. We just want you to know that when you are in that situation and what is the things you need to do or what kind of compliance you need to get prepared and done properly so you can weather the storm and come through without too much of an injury. So this is about our firm, and if you don't know about us, go on to communitycpa.com. You learn about us. If you know about us, you know that we have 40 professionals. We collectively speak 10 different languages. You can imagine how many immigrants or immigrant-owned businesses that we're touching. So whatever going on right now is sort of a little busy for us, right? So we just have a lot of situations that we know, and we also have a lot of things we learned. So we are here giving you the most current and the most hands-on experience that you would not otherwise know. So if you want to know anything about small businesses and you want to, feel how the temperature is outside, and you come to community CPA, and we have the gauge for you. And here is the two books I wrote. And the 8 a.m. is about starting up a business. In that book, I wrote about President Donald Trump. And on the second book, Appointment with Ying at 10 a.m. is Growing Your Business. I have Elon Musk in this book. It wasn't by plan. I didn't know these two people will be significant as of today. But at that time, the first book was written in 2019. So that was quite even before Trump became president. Then I started that book before he became president. So then with Elon Musk, really, when I wrote that book, and he wasn't anywhere close to Doge yet. So those are the people I used to illustrate a point in my book. So I'm writing 2 p.m. I really don't have any figures in that 2 p.m. to reference to, but I have a lot of client stories in that. So I am pretty sure it will be a good read if you purchase that on Amazon. No responsibility disclaimers, of course, and this webinar, we give you our best. We really show you we care. And maybe our information will be outdated. Tomorrow, if President Trump decided on something else, then it will invalidate my webinar anyway. So, but situation changes overnight. So our webinar also goes very often. I myself, I talk on Tuesday. I also talk on Saturday. Between Tuesday and Saturday, situation can change, though we will follow up on the changes. So I will make sure that you get the most reason. So if you follow us, and you obviously would have a good feel about the temperature I was talking about. All right. So ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. So this is the abbreviation of that, right? It operates under Department of Homeland Security. So it was created back in 2001. So ICE is not created by President Trump, and it has been an agency since September 11, 2001. So in response to the attack we got on 9/11, okay, so that's where ICE come about. And the history of ICE from 2003 to 2016, this is the one that labeled as early enforcement tactics, and then shifting to strategy under Obama administration, which is 8 long years. So right there, they have, different president has using ICE differently. So that's in the nutshell what I can tell you. So let's just move because we don't really care about what President Obama did back then. Everybody has their own ways doing it. So in the 1.0 Trump time, which is 2017 to 2020, and January 17, as soon as Trump came on board, he did executive order and significantly broadened the category of undocumented immigrants prioritized for removal. So this is an initiative even when Trump was president on the first day. So high profile raids only happen to for example, Mississippi, poultry plant raised in August 2019, that's under Trump administration. That's over 680 workers arrested in that. So they're doing high profile raids at that time, and the sanctuary cities and the legal battles, that's what Trump administration experienced at that time. So the ICE enforcement under Biden's time, which is 2021, 2024, and that kind of went into a different direction. There is a reduction in large-scale raids. So the raids are not as often, and the focus on alternatives to detention. So expansion of programs like ankle monitoring, checking in, increased use of case management over detention. So, the way the way the president approaches to this was very different, as you can tell. I have a little trouble with my mouse, so whoever is with me, and hopefully you don't move my mouse. I don't know why. This is the first time I use Team to run this webinar. So 2025 is right now is a turning point. Okay, it's different from before. It's also different from President Trump 1.0. This is 2.0. And there's a lot more sophistications in this 2025. So they are utilizing both federal level and the state level and with technology to conduct ICE operations, which is not only related to large scale. In fact, it is a lot smaller scale coming in. With, for example, in April 2025 in Florida, the largest ICE-led immigration operation in Florida history from April 21 to 26, 2020, with 1,120 total arrests. All right. So look at the nationality on my slides if you're looking at that. And these are, Mexico with 280. So the key target is the criminals. That's what President Trump said. But the rate is coming into small businesses. So they are coming into the business without notification, and when they identify the people working without ID, without work permit, and they are being deported. So Florida is the tips of a spear in immigration enforcement. This is Governor DeSantis, and he is enthusiastically said, this is just a little bit of what you will see. So if you want to look at more details on the Florida rate in April, and this is the website that we listed for you, and you can take a look. So of course, this is what the protest against deportation photos from Florida. 4 days immigration enforcement operation in Washington, D.C. That is another big initiative under Trump 2.0, and which is Make D.C. Safe and Beautiful initiative, and conducted in around Washington, D.C. From May 6 to 9. It is the first major move since Trump March executive order established federal task force to crack down on crime, clear homeless encampments, and maximize immigration enforcement. So 189 people and got taken into detention camp. So also where the businesses were required to provide I-9. If you don't have the I-9, and then these people are working illegally, and then they would be detected. So they will be apprehend to detention camp and then get deported. So the agency really are working on raid operation. So a lot of these raid operation is related to small business. See how they coming in, and they will just get hold of you. More than 100 arrested in colony raid immigration raids. So this is U.S. immigration and ICE raids on Tuesday. Said that more than 100 people was arrested during an operation the day before the sprawling major Latino housing development outside of Houston. So, those are the people who lives in that housing development. So this is another raid coming in. They're catching you. So when you don't have status. So for small business owners, let me stop right here. So if you own a small businesses, and you of course run payroll for your small business, but those people you run payroll, and if ICE coming to your place today, and everyone who works in your business need to have these payroll compliance done. They need to have I-9, they need to have W-4, right? So this is not anything new. We're not creating new rules for you. The government simply said that these rules supposed to be there, but nobody follow it. So President Trump comes in, just make these activate it, using the rules basically. So you do have to I-9. You supposedly to have people sign up the I-9 before they start working. So if you are not doing that, small business owners, I know not all of you are my clients. If you are my clients, you already did it. And if you're not my client, you think you can get away from that? Let me tell you, no, you will not get away from that. You need to do I-9. You want your folks to sign that. And if you didn't do it now. Even if you have to go talk to your people and explain to them they need to give you ID, you need to fill up I-9, you need to sign it before they start working, and making sure that you're doing that right. If you have I-9, at least when the rate comes in, these people give you the ID and work there for you and presenting themselves legally. So it is not your small business owner's responsibility. And you just need to have I-9 fill out so they are eligible to work. And you, of course, verify their ID and you fill it in and you make copy and you are good and sound. But in terms of that ID, if I still dictate them saying that those ID are not real, then it is not your place to say, no, it is real, because you are not the expert for those identifications. Just let ICE do whatever they need to do, right? So you want to do everything right. You also don't want to be accused by the government for harboring illegal criminals. So they're not illegal, they're not non-documented immigrants. They're not. Right now, that term doesn't exist. So what exists is illegal immigrant or illegal criminals. So you don't want to end up in the situation to be the person who harboring, which means you provide housing, you provide assistance so they can be here illegally. So get yourself clean out of that. If you are the business owner, so kind, so nice, and you give your own house to them so they live with you. But at the same time, they don't even pay rent. And if that is you, and you can be subject to 10 years prison sentence because you're harboring illegal criminals. So just be aware, this is the situation we are in as a business owner, and you don't want to get yourself into that situation. All right. So I know I stopped on this screen a little long, but here, this is ICE. The ICE led a multi-agency enforcement operation in Colony Ridge development north of Houston, known for its central activity and illegal alien population. So 118 arrested. Okay, charges, convictions of those arrested, including criminal sexual conduct, homicide, theft, negligent manslaughter, child sexual abuse, crimes of moral turpitude, weapons offense, drug offenses. That's a lot of crime. Okay, so that's ICE post. Focused on deportation efforts in Democratic City, June 15, 2025. So this is the newest news. So today is 16, so the rule didn't change yet. So 15 is 15, 16 is 16. So on June 15, President Trump on Sunday night directed federal immigrant officials to prioritize deportation from Democratic-run cities, a move that comes after a large protest erupted in Los Angeles and other major metropolitan area against Trump administration's immigration policies. So to say that, because on June 12, so this is Sunday is June 14. So June 15 is Monday. So 14th is Sunday, 13th, somehow I think June 13 is Friday. June 13 is Friday. June 12, President Trump had internal memo saying to stop the raid. But on June, 3 days later, so that policy changed. So I actually did send out some social media posts to let everybody know that the immigration raise was off, because that's what the internal memo said. That was posted on the social media. So I'm pretty sure that was reliable, relevant information on that day. So Monday, this changed. So I want to just say that to our small business owner, don't trace the news. Don't chase it, because the news follows whatever the White House is doing. But if White House updates their policy every other day, then you would never be able to catch up on the right one. So what we want to understand is the spirit of the government. The spirit of the government is to trying to get rid of or deport all the immigrants who doesn't have status. The direction from beginning, it is just for the criminals and for the crimes, but obviously there are people without criminal record is also going with deportation. So, having said that, the principle is that if you don't have a proper status to stay, then they deport you, right? That is the principle. So as a big business owner, as a small business owner, if I were you, what I would do is to look at my workforce, to make sure that your workforce is made up by people who are not going to be deported tomorrow if they show up, right? Then even if you tell me that, oh, Ying, then I don't have a business, you know what? If you cannot run your business properly, and that in line with what government require us to do, then you don't have a business in this country. I want to just say this fact to you. I know it is easier for me to say that, oh, poor business owner, and how could you not be able to run? You should be able to run. This is all wrong. It is not even your place or my place to judge what is right or wrong. Trust me. There's no need to waste that energy to justify that. The energy we should spend on is run your business with what is in compliance with the government requirement. So if the government requirement is that to hire people only with status, then you hire people only with status. What does that mean to you? For small businesses, that maybe means that you won't find people. Is that right? And then you start finding different people. If that means you need to pay more salary, is that right? I don't even think so. I think small business owner pays a lot to everybody, regardless. So if that is the case, for example, and then you just, pay the same or even better to the people who has status but just lazy, do not want to work. Then you just tell them that just get up from your lazy butt. You work, I pay you more. All right? So as a small business owner, you will find a way to survive, because otherwise you don't have a business, right? So I want to say that I want you to understand the rules today, but I don't want you to give up your business. I want you to find alternative way. That maybe means you're going to raise your price. Just go ahead and raise your price. That maybe means that you need to, you need to get paid less. You used to make more profit, now you make less. Then just make less for right now. Figure it out. When the dust settles, and we will see where we end up, right? Because the country is moving, everything is changing, and there is talk about recession coming up for the later part of the year. So what is the recession looks like? We don't even know yet. Maybe that recession is a good thing, or maybe that recession will prompt something else to happen. So we will just watch, we'll just see. So the ICE will do all in their power to achieve the important goal is to make the largest mass deportation program in history. Got it? So the goal is very clear, folks. It is not like something gonna stop. And ICE is calling for the largest mass deportation program in history. All right. So on June 12th, when President Trump said that no more raids, for certain industry. He mentioned restaurant, hotel, and a farm. So that is out of the window after June 15. So this is what he said on the 12th. This slide should go a little earlier, but I just want you to know. So on June 12th, he said that stop rate for restaurant, farm, and hotel. That was on the 12th. On the 15th, he said that no, the largest deportation and also democratic-centric city and state and double down. So that's basically what's happening. So if you are in Illinois, if you are in Minnesota, and if you are in California, you are subject to that June 15 order. So in terms of our branch, we have one branch in Iowa, one branch in Houston, Texas. Then we have one branch in Bloomington, which is Minnesota, and also in California. But the Illinois, we have Iowa City, Iowa branch is kind of close to the east side, towards to Illinois. So we have a lot of Illinois clients and coming from to Iowa, our Iowa City branch. So that's why Illinois, in our geographic orders, we consider them a state we serve. So how should business react? So I talked a little bit about that already. Folks, let's just let go of judgment, because judgment really burdens you, hinders you from acting on your business properly. So when you let go with the judgment, knowing where we are facing right now, make sure you conduct internal audit for yourself to review your I-9 forms and employment eligibility document. Ensure all records are accurate, complete, and up to date. If you don't know how to do that, just contact our office. Ask for a payroll review, and we will tell you what you need to do to get to be 100%. You really need to do that. And if you have complex issues, things you don't want to say to Ying, then you consult immigration attorney. Get legal advice on how to handle ICE audit or inspections or ICE raids. Understand your right and obligation though under federal and state law, right? So you need to be proactive and really know what you are doing. Small business owners, knowing that you are the group of business owners will be impacted. It's not Bank of America. It's not Wells Fargo. And it's also not Amazon. It's also not Microsoft. It's also not Tesla. It is mama papa shop, people like you and me. So knowing that your behavior can directly impact how you come out of these raids. So we already know people got 10-year prison sentence because they got 8 out of 10 people working, not only non-documented people working, but also the owner supplies them free rent. So they live in US. So they were charged with harboring illegal immigrant. So those are criminal charges. They're not slapping your hand, okay, next time don't do it. This is federal enforcement agency. And employee communication and training is also important. You want to educate your employee how to respond to ICE visit, So you want to develop a response plan to ICE raids and audit. You just want to know because you are being targeted. Yes, you are part of the group. Ethical and humanitarian, I don't know how to say this word anymore. Remember, my English is Chinglish. So it's just ethical and human considerations, humanity considerations. Support for affected workers with access to legal resources and referrals to detained employees. So make sure that you tell them if you know these people and give them access so they can take care of themselves, right? We want people, even if they don't have a status, but if they decide to return back to their country and we want to send off with certain things with them, whether it's money or property, and what do they have, how to help them to protect their asset, right? They can still have asset in US. That doesn't mean they cannot. And even for business owners, and even if you get detained by ICE and going to be deported, and your business is still valid, you know, in our YouTube channel, we have a webinar called 6 steps if you think you're going to be deported. So if you think you're going to be deported, there's 6 things you need to do if you're a business owner as well. So making sure that you prepare what you have in US. So even if you have to deport yourself out of the country, you can still manage your business. So in today's world, it's very different from before. We have internet, and we have, international business operating. It is doable. It is doable to operate your business from Mexico in here running in US. It's absolutely doable. We have a lot of clients have done that, even outside of the immigration rates, has nothing to do with that. And they have families in Asia, but they operate business here. So it is definitely doable, right? Protect employee data, technology secrets, and you don't want to run your business without your data being secure. So you don't want to lay your I-9 everywhere in your office. You need to have I-9 in your business, but you want to keep them safe. So if you get raided, the ICE officer will ask you for the I-9, then you can retrieve that immediately. And I always tell our client that you keep the I-9 and W-4 original with you, but we actually have a set of copy in our office as well if you are our payroll client. So nowadays, payroll is not just processing. Payroll is compliance review. So if you are working payroll with these large outlets like ADP, Gasto, Paychecks, they are Home Depot. They are not your mama papa shop of convenience store. So Home Depot is Home Depot. They sell for volume. So you are not going to be taken care of as you need to be in this particular situation. Come out of the large outlet, come into local CPA firm, come into community CPA, because we are small, but we care about you as if you are big, because we are small, just like you. We know how small means, what small means, and we will make sure that you are in compliance. We can conduct internal audit to make sure that you are safe if ICE coming over and to look at your record. So folks, this is our website. When you go to communitycpa.com, these are our partners, and literally everyone. And you see Dr. Howe, and he is expert for governmental audit and the special programs compliance audit. And you also see Kwan Jim Watt, and I know her last name is amazing. If I do a test internally, have my internal folks to spell her last name, everyone will fail. But you will impress her if you get her. And she is in charge of our payroll. So she is the person, if you do payroll compliance review, and she will be the person talking to you. And Kwan, that sounds like Juan in Spanish. And Kwan in Thai means precious gift. So her name is very special. I just want you to know that. And this is our phone number. And we open 6 days a week, folks. And I want you to subscribe to our channel so you always see me. And my talk is very dry because I just talk what's needed. Okay. And I speak in Chinglish. I ask you forgiveness if I have done some silly spellings, and you know why. And I'm really into the spirit of the tax treatment in this country. So my wording is discounted, but you understand what I'm giving you. So I'll talk to you soon again on Saturday. Bye-bye.